Hey guys, I'm Brian. Glad to see so many grown adults to show up on a Wednesday morning to hear about Pokemon cards. So that's cool. My name's Brian. We'll go through some slides that I've done in like a few different presentations. They weren't specifically built for this one, so we'll try to modify it the best we can. Just run through it. And yeah, so bear with me. I know the topic is maybe a little bit before, the time of a couple people in the room, but I can assure you the model that I'm working with is pretty awesome, pretty cool, pretty scalable, highly profitable, and it's a solid business model all around. So if you got a few minutes, I think it'll be worth your time. All right, so this is the current problem with the competition. So this is currently how Pokemon cards are being brought to market in all the big retail chain stores. So you have Target, you have Walmart consuming a majority of the market space for this product. And you have the Pokemon company on the opposite side of the spectrum. In between those two things, you have a distributor that adds a managing fee on top, and then you have another fee on top of that as well that they also add. So by the time the final product gets to the consumer, the packs of the Pokemon cards are about $4 to $5 a pack, which is pretty expensive considering your target demographic is mostly millennials and young families that don't necessarily have the most discretionary income to spend. So this is just a little bit of the solution that we came up with here at PokeNerds. So we do it all straight online. We have an awesome community of buyers. I've only been doing this for a couple months while I've been having a lot of other stuff on my plate as well. I run another business. I have a digital marketing firm that I do. I recently got engaged, so that's been eating up a lot of my time and all types of life and stuff like that. Oh, there we go. Hold up to my a little bit. And so what we do is we partner up with the distributors across North America, and we just bypass that middleman and just bring it straight to the consumer, which seems pretty straightforward. But then we also do a thing where we have Pokemon breaks, which is where we buy distributor level pricing boxes of cards, and we break those down into 11 spots. And it's pretty relevant to the people that collect and play the game, because if you know anything about the trading card game, you have to have a certain type of card, usually to build a deck, and there's usually about 11 to 12 spots per box. And so what we do is we take that $80 box, we break that down into 11 spots that are $15 each, and then we're making a profit of over 100% per box, which is pretty awesome. So the consumer's winning and the business is winning, so it's pretty cool. And we'll skip past some of this stuff. This is here some of my target market data that I've gotten so far, which is pretty awesome. This is pretty congruent. I only have Facebook and YouTube data, but this is pretty congruent against every platform I use. So whether this be YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everything, yeah, every platform that I run ads on, this is pretty much congruent. And so the main audience for Pokemon cards is about 18 to 34, skewed 3 to 1 in favor of male. But that is the millennial generation, myself, so like your late 20s, sometimes your early 30s, going all the way to your teenagers that are coming in the market as well. And so it's a really awesome market actually, because you have the millennial age generation, which finally does have the power the extra money to spend, the primary generation in the workforce right now, and you have this Pokemon, which seems silly. Media franchise, which is actually the all-time grossing franchise of all time. It's bigger than Star Wars. It's bigger than Mickey Mouse. It's a $95 billion industry, and so they're the most relevant with the current millennial generation. And millennials are having the kids right now and having the jobs, and they're introducing their kids to this, and they're not introducing their kids as much to something like Disney. So it's really, I really see it as an up and coming. It's already the biggest. It's already the all-time grossing media franchise of all time, but I see it as something that's not going away anytime soon. We're going to skip past product market fit. So I'm going to show you a little bit about why this is so scalable at the moment. So I'm big into data. Before I did this, I was a military intelligence analyst. I worked with the CIA and the FBI and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. And so I'm all about data. And I also worked at Disney for a while with them doing marketing for them. So after I got done doing that, got out, went back to school and started a digital marketing agency. And then I got into this. And then so again, I'm just trying to say I'm all about the data. So here's some of the data. And so in the blue line here, we have trend data for average monthly searches of Pokemon cards. It's roughly about 1 million within the United States. And then this new way to sell Pokemon cards, Pokemon breaks, is coming in at roughly about 10,000 searches a month on average within the United States. So it's about 1%. And then my brand is currently receiving about 1% of that. So we're currently receiving about 0.1% of total searches a month on Google. To put that in kind of a pie chart so you can see it quite easily, all the white is actually the monthly searches on Google for this niche. The 1% is the most relevant term for the kind of a new way to sell that I'm pioneering. Now, we do also sell sealed products as well. Sealed products is just an easy win because people can go on, buy it, we ship it out. It takes a lot less time. Less time is more money. You want to spend as less time as possible. But that's a quick visualization for you. And to show you what that is. So we're about at a 20,000 sales right now, like me doing this very part-time. And the span of maybe 4.5 months since I've been doing it, very part-time. You're talking maybe 500 hours a week I've been spending on this. So about 20,000 at 0.1% is pretty awesome. Average online store sessions, we're almost at 30,000. Average order value is about $30, but this is really cool. This is something that speaks to the system I have in place. And I don't think so far in this presentation I've probably presented why this is a not really a revolutionary, but a really cool and unique and really a trendy business model. But we're really intimate with our client base. So our average returning customer rate on average is 30 to 50%. So most of our sales is just repeat buyers. People are just coming back, they're referring people because this is a highly passionate niche of collectors and players that are spread out across the United States, and maybe they don't have anyone to connect with where they're at. But when they buy cards from us, it's a lot different than buying at Walmart at Target because they're totally immersed within the community. We have a YouTube channel. We're not just an e-commerce business, but we're also an influencer within it as well. So we're seen as authority. So they're able to engage with us on YouTube and Discord and all these different platforms. And so it makes our marketing budget a lot less, right? Because I don't have to constantly go out and try to get cold leads because all of our leads are so hot and they're so engaged within our community right off the bat. So this is just kind of show you, maybe you can fit the puzzle pieces together. Again, at 0.1, probably not even 0.1%, we're doing about 20,000. And so the potential here is pretty awesome, pretty big. Let's go back a couple slides. I want to just give you a visualization. Maybe for some of the older audience, maybe you guys can understand how this works a little bit better. So you can kind of think of it as a modern QVC. But before we talk about why it's a modern QVC, here's our revenue model again. We buy the box for $80, break it down into 15, we're making 85 a box, right? It's over 100, it's more than 80, it's more than we're paying for, so we're getting a lot of profit. Here's how it's like QVC, because we're doing our live streams and all of our videos on YouTube and Twitch, and so we're making advertisement money just like QVC does when they do their stuff. And then also we're selling stuff when we're doing our live streams. And so the engagement's super high because we're super narrowed in on our target demographic when we're doing these streams. So only people that are super engaged with this type of thing are going to be watching. So obviously when we have good deals and we have good stuff to sell, they're going to be obviously super engaged and ready to buy. This is a pretty cool concept, pretty unique that I haven't seen too many people do. There's one other guy on Twitch that has something called the store, and all he does is sell used video games and used video game consoles. And he probably does at least $10,000 a day every time he goes live, because he just sells that much and the engagement's so ridiculous. I know it seems silly, and for a lot of people, I mean, that's why it works so good, I think, is because it seems silly, and for those people that know how to take advantage of it, it's pretty awesome. So if you think of a way to think about it, think of it like modern QVC. This is just a quick highlight on like my Black Friday weekend. I only had like 3 boxes left in stock. I think I'm pretty low. I mean, I'm bootstrapping this thing, you know, while I do other stuff. But we did almost $1,000 in, you know, just a couple days, which is pretty awesome. Biggest problem I have right now is, if you see on the slide, all the yellow stars are places that I've already shipped to. So Pokemon's not just big in the USA, it's big globally. It's huge globally. Some countries would say it's probably been bigger than the USA, because back when Pokemon Company International launched all their initial cartoon series back in like 1999, 1998, when everyone was like 7 or 6 or 8 years old. They did that in Australia, and they did that in England, and they did that in France and all these places. So everyone's kind of connected to it. So a lot of our traffic, even without marketing globally, is actually from global traffic. So I've already shipped to Australia, I've shipped to Spain, up to Newfoundland, different spots in Canada, Holland, and the UK as well. I currently no longer do that just because I'm bootstrapping, but we still receive quite a large percentage of our traffic internationally. So in the future, it'd be cool to reopen our doors internationally and get some of that market again. The reason I'm not doing it is I'm not doing it right now. It's because it takes a little bit more time to ship internationally, and your profits are a little bit lower. So you're focusing down on like, what target market do I really want to be targeting right now? Sometimes you just got to skim some stuff away. So that'd be cool. Next moves, where I see this thing going. It's not just an e-commerce store, not anything like that. But first, we need to capture more online market share as an e-commerce platform. Because again, at 20,000 with barely little effort, I think this could easily get up to, you know, 6 figures, 7 figures within a year or so. After that, becoming a distributor would be awesome. Distributor is someone who gets the cards wholesale from the Pokemon Company and then resells to like lower stores, like your local card shop or other online retailers, or potentially even going in competition to get those big contracts with retailers like Walmart and Target. And so I think that would be the next logical step after you secure a large portion of the market, is get distributor status and then start selling to a whole new demographic, and maybe competing for some of those larger contracts. And then also, I think if you could replicate the Pokemon centers found in Japan, those would be kind of cool as well. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you right now. Do we have any questions?
All right, thank you very much. We'll get some questions. Please, as per usual, please wait for the microphone so that the camera can hear you. Who would like to start the question?
How did you get the original deal with Pokemon?
Yeah, so it's not anything that's really negotiated too much with them. So the Pokemon Company has their distributors across the USA. I personally work with the magazine chain, the magazine exchange out of Seattle, Washington. They're a distributor for them, and so my connection is with them. And so by that proxy, I have my connection with Pokemon. Now, the Pokemon Company does send me promotional insights into their consumer data all the time because I'm connected with the magazine exchange. But as long as you have your business license, your reselling license, and you're able to get a connection with the distributor that's licensed through Pokemon, you can get in that way. So yeah, that's how like your local card shop would do it. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess with that business license, you get the permission to use the typeface and the Pikachu and other character logos on your website?
Not with my business license, that's just through the city, but with my reseller, I mean, when you buy through an authorized I mean, if I brought up the Pokemon website and then you look at distributors, you'd find the magazine exchange. They have full rights. If you go to Walmart, for example, you'll see that they use Pikachu in their ads to advertise and stuff. You know their products and stuff like that. So we have full. I talk with the distributors with magazine exchange on this, and then I talk with people that work at the Pokemon company all the time. I never asked a question particularly like that, but everyone's been good with it.
Also, international shipping is very expensive. I'm wondering, I found it's like $50 sometimes just to send something that's less than a pound. How are you doing it?
They do have an option for media mail, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
Media mails for documents, paper, stuff like that. And the Pokemon cards qualify for media mail, which is quite cheap.
How much is that? Like $20 a pound? Or?
No, you get a few dollars.
A few dollars.
Hello, testing.
Hey,
Hey Brian, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
My question is about the live streamers.
Okay.
Do you yourself live stream, or do you have people who live stream for you?
Yeah, thank you. I don't know, is my mic still? Yeah. Let me show you. The best way to just show you what it actually looks like. So we go to YouTube, and you just search for PokeNerds. Long story short, yeah, I do all the streaming. But if you want to see what the stream actually looks like, and it's not just the streams too.
So it's just you live streaming right now?
Me and my fiance.
Have you explored scaling it by bringing on additional live streamers to push?
Absolutely, yeah. Because again, getting back to the point, like why I love to sell sealed products so much is because it's less time, and like the whole point of business is to leverage, time to, I don't want to doing the live streams takes a lot of time. So in the future, of course, like when we're at that point, I'd love to hire someone to start doing the streams, and because the streams are great because you also make money on donations. You made like average like $40 to $100 a donate. I know it seems silly.
It just seems to me like a very easy way for you to scale. Just to bring on additional live streamers, additional kind of a profit sharing deal with them and get additional reach.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that would be cool.
You could almost, you could start out with the Pokemon cards, but you could almost scale a platform in the way of bringing on live streamers to push products.
That is true.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. No. I think this model is super relative, and you can use it in many different niches as well. So you can take this model, just like really intimate, with the Discord thing, connecting with people, and then doing the streaming. So yeah.
Hey, I'm a Gen Xer. I have two Gen Z kids, and so one of them is an 11-year-old boy who has spent plenty of money on Pokemon cards and all those sort of things. He's also glued to YouTube as much as I will let him be. So I don't get it, but these guys love to watch other people play games, and they love to watch people talk about the games that they watch and play. So I'm going to clarify right now, and sort of related to the questions he asked. Right now, your team is basically you and sometimes your fiance. Is that right?
It's me, yeah, my fiance. I also have an illustrator I hired out of China who does freelance work for me, and occasionally I might hire virtual assistants just for mini. I can't even say the word. Just for high volume data entry and stuff like that.
So as your operations scale, particularly around breaking the packs apart and repackaging them for shipping, how is that going to impact your margins as you need to scale out both your physical plant and your team?
Yeah, it's a considerable amount of time to sort all those cards after the breaks, and then put them into where they need to go, and then ship them out. It probably cost me, about 15% of the selling price just to manage shipping. But I think at scale, that number comes down when you hire someone that, primarily does that. I'm sure there's ways to streamline it. Because this is a new industry for Pokemon, but I initially learned about this because people are doing this for sports cards. So people are doing, like if you only want the Cardinals baseball cards, and you only pay like a low price, and then you get those out of a box. And I mean, those guys have been doing that for a while, and yeah, so I'm sure there's ways to streamline the shipping and packaging. But yeah, currently it costs me about 15% of the sale price to do all that.
And so, I guess my comment would be, right now it sounds like you guys aren't drawing a salary from the business, or if you are, you're sort of keeping the net profits right now. But
Can you say that once more?
I'm sorry, right now it sounds like you guys aren't drawing a salary from the business, or if you are, you're sort of collecting the profits right now, and you don't really need to worry about paying those out in salaries or taxes and benefits for your team. And you also, it sounds like you don't need to pay for any sort of space or office for the team to work in to do distribution. Of course, that's going to change as you get bigger. So I'm interested to see if you put some thought or some numbers around how that will ultimately impact your margins in 6 months, a year, 2 years, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you're right. Right now we don't have to pay for any of that, and it doesn't pay for my living either because I make money doing digital marketing for other people. But all the money right now just gets reinvested back in the business, just the bootstrap small little business right now. In the future, I honestly don't see it being too much of an issue. I live in St. Charles, Missouri, and you can get office space, pretty cheaply, $500 a month. So, and the minimum wage is like low. So I mean, I'm not going to hire someone for minimum wage, but I'm saying if I really wanted to bootstrap and I really wanted to get office space and bring on more members, it's really cheap to do it. I would, especially at the profit margin's already at pretty high for the breaks, and on sealed product it's about 30 to 40%. So I wouldn't see that being too much of an issue. I don't have any numbers for you.
I'll take the next question. I'm going to kind of piggyback on that. I think you really need to, it's going to be a comment followed by a question. And I think that to follow up Angela's question, you really kind of need to think about your marketing, as opposed to your distribution, how you kind of grow them both at the same time. And the reason why is I've just seen with like community kind of based platforms such as yours, it takes, one screw up to get to have a backlash that can go viral within your network. And so more than the price of your distribution, I think that the quality of your distribution needs to be exactly right. Because you screw up one time and then all of a sudden, it can really kind of spiral out of control in a really bad way. And all the goodwill you've built up goes away. So I almost don't think you want to think about it as cost as in how effective it is. How quickly you can, and if someone has to wait 6 weeks to get a card because it went to the wrong address or something, or something like that, the quality of it probably matters more than the overall cost. As you said, cost is very low. So I just wonder if you thought about, your marketing, because it kind of like if you turn on the marketing spigot, you might not be able to handle it. Have you kind of figured out a way you're going to grow your marketing while also balancing that out with the distribution?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, it's been a work in progress. You're right, I've kind of created buttons already. Like for Black Friday, I turned on a $5 ad, and 50% of that was organic marketing. I just redid to the people I already had, but we sold out of everything with like a $5 ad on YouTube. So like I haven't really dived too much into spending a lot on marketing yet because I'm still figuring out the kinks in the logistics and stuff. So yeah, good question.
Great stuff. Really interesting. Not something I've ever thought of before. Curious, you said one of your most important next steps would be considering moving into a distributor role and getting kind of that side of the licensing figured out so you could get wholesale pricing. How does that change the revenue picture for you? What are the obstacles to getting that distribution license, and like how does that change the picture?
Really good questions. Thank you. Right now, it's over my head. It was logical next steps when I was creating that slide. Yeah, I couldn't even lie to you and tell you that I have any idea how to go about that.
Good.
Sounds like you need to go to venture school. Actually, there is such a thing as venture school. I'm gonna let somebody explain it to you real quick.
Venture School is for SaaS software platforms launching in the spring, but no, I think it's great. I mean, Is your back end Shopify?
Yeah, I'm a Shopify partner. That was a nice place to add, thank you.
Any other questions? Well, I'll take the final. Oh, hold on.
Hey, thanks. You were saying you're comparing yourself to the modern QVC. I take it you have like a countdown of when a certain item is offered, or not?
Yeah, we're like a modern version of QVC, but we don't have every, we don't have every like semantic down. Like, we gotta have time. Some stuff on the website, sometimes we have timers down for certain sales, but no, we don't. Like, I don't have a timer running during the live sales or anything like that.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you don't incorporate it, why not? If you were thinking about it, why so? Just like, especially with with Pokemon cards, with comparing to like Fortnite and you're using Twitch and bits, and so there's a psychological aspect that's being incorporated in Fortnite. They purposely have 24 hours to buy a certain skin. So just wondering if you've explored the psychology aspect of limited time offers like that.
I think that'd be really cool. Right now I'm working with only current legal standard stock, so there's only a couple sets in there. So I feel like if I do something like that, it would be awesome. I mean, I'm not ruling it out. I think it's a great idea. I'd love to try it. But I'm just saying, I think the current limitation of the stock that's currently in rotation that I'm currently carrying, it would just kind of be like the same thing over and over. It'd be like, don't miss the sale. And then maybe in like 2 days, it would be the don't miss the sale on the same item. So I feel like I kind of have the same audience coming back. Not the same audience, growing, but I have the returning people, and they might see that over and over again and be like, what's the point of that? I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I guess if you get like a very limited time, limited item, you can organize like a Twitch raid and draw a whole lot of attention to that thing. Just one marketing option there.
That'd be really cool.
All right, I'm going to take the final question, which is our standard. What can the community do for you, or as I like to say, why are you here?
Yeah, thank you. So I got picked up in the UMSL Accelerate cohort, so that's cool. I'll be taking this there. I came here today, to present, get my presenting skills a little bit better, to meet all you guys, all you wonderful people. Thank you for showing up. And then I'd love to meet anyone, I don't know, that maybe wants to see if they could partner in any way. There's ways we can improve the stream, which I think would be really cool. So if anyone's tech savvy with like how to make the graphics on the stream and make it more interactive, there's a lot of ideas I have for just more interactive user interface when it comes to the stream. I had a whole list of it before I came here, and I'm blanking.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.